Hello, beautiful people. How are you doing today? I hope you're good. In today's recipe, we'll be making Nigerian stew. This stew is for all purpose. You can use it for spaghetti, for rice, for yam, plantain, potatoes. Now let's get started. I have fresh tomatoes, ginger, garlic, onions. The shombo and the tatashi will add redness and thickness to your stew. I take off the seeds from my tatashi so that it doesn't add any bitter taste. Usually my blender can blend without water, but to show you how you can blend yours if you must add water, I'll just cut in 2 tomatoes and we'll blend this till it's very smooth. That way we'll get some liquids. Now it will be easier for me to add in the others, tomatoes, onions, garlic, ginger, pepper. You can always add as much peppers as you can bear, and we're going to blend this without water because the tomato is full of water already. When you add water, it will still take longer time for the water to dry when you're cooking the tomato paste, so there is no need adding water and wasting gas and time to cook it till the water dries. And here I'm going to cook this till the water dries, and it's very important you allow the water dry in your blended ingredients. I'll show you why in a moment. You turn it from time to time and keep an eye on it so that it doesn't burn. And here I have the chicken. I'll be using the stuffed chicken for this recipe. I added in chicken seasoning, a mix of different chicken seasoning powder, ginger powder, garlic powder, thyme leaves, salt, and we are going to mix this together to combine properly. I'm using the stuffed chicken. If you were to be using the hard chicken, you will have to boil this before using it for the stew. But because this is very soft, it doesn't take time to cook, it's so tender, so I wouldn't be boiling it. We're going to mix it properly and we'll send it to the fridge to marinate for up to 1 hour. Coat all the parts with all the seasonings we added, and I'm going to cover this with a cling film and we'll send it to the fridge and we'll get back to it later. And I'll cut the onions into little pieces. I love lots of onions for my Nigerian stew. It gives it lots of amazing flavors. What we're doing now is prepping all our ingredients so that when it's time for the cooking proper, we'll just be mixing and mixing. And we'll set this aside also. And in my dry pan on heat, I added in cooking oil and will allow it to get hot. Then I brought in 1 onion. This onion will add lots of amazing flavors into this oil. And now we'll bring in the chicken and we're frying this on high heat. After 5 minutes, I'm going to turn it to the other side. You have to fry this very well. And now the chicken has turned golden brown to my liking, and I'm going to get them out from the heat and we'll set it aside for later use. Meanwhile, the chicken added lots of amazing flavors to this our oil we'll be using to fry the stew. And I'll fry the other chicken off the camera, and afterwards I'm going to remove all these pieces of onions and discard them. And I brought in our chopped onions. We're going to stir fry this for a minute on medium heat. This will make the onions to be tender and it will release lots of amazing flavors also into our oil. I brought in some curry leaves. We're going to stir this. Now curry leaves are available here in Nigeria and they add amazing flavors to our Nigerian stew. You should also try adding it into your Nigerian stew recipe. and we brought in our dried tomato paste. Now this is where the frying proper for a Nigerian stew is. You will have to stir this for about 25 minutes to 30 minutes or more, depending on the quantity of stew you're making. And one thing that helped me a great deal in my Nigerian stews is getting a non-stick pan. With a non-stick pan, you can easily turn this without it burning so easily. That way you will not be discouraged. So if you didn't boil your blended ingredients to be dry, you'll have an issue here, because this will give you lots of splatter and the whole kitchen will be filled with oil, and that's what I usually don't like at all. And when you see the oil rising up like this, you know that you're almost done frying. I had a taste of this to check if that tomato tangy taste was gone, and mine has fried well enough. And this excess oil, I'm going to take it out so that we don't have lots of oil in this. And I brought in bay leaves, and we'll mix this together. And I brought in nutmeg powder, thyme leaves, and curry powder, and we'll mix this together. I also brought in black chili pepper. I will also mix this in. What we're doing is building up lots and lots of amazing flavors. I brought in some chicken stock. If you boiled your chicken, now is the time to bring in the stock. We're going to mix it together. If you don't have any chicken stock, you can also use water. And I brought in the fried chicken at this point. Remember, you can also use any protein of your choice. And we are going to mix this in. Remember, at Glory Homemaker, we give you value for your time. And we'll cover this and bring this to a boil. And this has come to a boil. If you observe, I have lots of splatter on my pot cover, and to avoid that all over my kitchen, I lowered the heat before opening the pot, and we're going to give this a good stir. Now this is the time to check for salt and seasoning. Mine came out perfect. I always say that your seasoning and your salt should be proportional to the quantity of food you're cooking. If you're not sure, you add a little per time and adjust as you cook along. And to finish off this recipe, I brought in some curry leaves also. Please note that curry powder is not made from curry leaves, so that you wouldn't be thinking we're doing lots of this curry issue. And this curry leaves add lots and lots of amazing flavors to your Nigerian stew. I want to say a big thank you to all my subscribers. You all make my day worthwhile. Thank you so much, and God bless you. And please, if you've watched till this point and you've not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, like and share my videos to get amazing content like this. Thank you so much. I hope this was helpful to you. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this recipe. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video.